Hey folks, welcome to the Monthly Visit with Kevin O'Donnell. How y'all doing? And on tonight's show we have the artist Tony Fitzpatrick, a special treat from Bleeding Heart Bakery, and magician Dennis Watkins. Now please welcome your host, Mr. Kevin O'Donnell.
All right, well, I'm excited about the show. For those of you who haven't been here before, what we really like to do is really sort of act like it's like a talk show like you've seen before, but mostly just sort of hang out and visit. And go! Our first guest is known by many as an artist. He has many published books. He's also written, he writes poems, he writes theater pieces, he performs as an actor. Truly an American treasure, but we're lucky to get to call him a Chicago treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tony Fitzpatrick.
He called me up and he goes, it says Fitzpatrick. It says, that's Turco, I read your book, The Neighborhood. I'd like you to come on to my show. And I went, and I never had anybody really take me seriously before. And
Wow, no, was this his TV show or his radio show?
it was a radio show.
Yeah.
You know, later on when I got in trouble and stuff, you know, he'd have me summons. He goes, you're a nice kid with a lot of artistic talent, but want to drink more tomato juice.
So as we move forward in the show, those of you who have been here before know that for every show we have had food provided by Mr. Nick Jurassic of Gorilla Smiles. And this month is no different. This month, you were going to get to enjoy Chinese-style, Chicago-style hot dogs.
They are Chicago-style dogs, done Asian-style, as you said. I used to cook for Tony for a while, and he had quite an affinity for hot dogs. And so I was very inspired by that, and I wanted to make sure that everyone else got to enjoy hot dogs as well.
It's tomato relish, it's got like some sriracha in it. And then is there pickles? There's pickled onions. And then there's fresh cucumbers.
All that bright green neon.
Yeah, there's no bread. Oh, actually.
Pickle relish? That's okay. I'm sure whatever you make is going to be delicious.
And so I put a twist on that by just kind of taking all of the components of a Chicago-style hot dog and doing them in more of an Asian style. And so the dog itself, it's actually a Polish hot dog from a Polish deli. Tony lives in the Ukrainian village, so it's right by there. It's called Kasha's. So these great hot dogs that are with veal and pork and chicken all together. And so I took those and then I kind of cut them to Asian size and then battered them with
What is Asian size? You thought that was just going to slide?
Covered them with rice flour and then deep fried them, kind of like your General Tso's chicken or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's always fascinated me, bringing something modern to a really kind of arcane process. This other energy kind of happens, you know, and I just made a suite for the Art Institute called Nickel History, which is 100 of these. These are actually only 3 by 3 inches.
Oh, wow.
You know, so this is one of my etchings on steroids. And I've kept it like a diary, you know. I've spent a lot of time in the last 2 years in New Orleans, Japan, Istanbul. I went to Istanbul to meet Muslims because my government kept telling me that they hate me for my freedom and want to kill me, and I had a great time.
The bun itself is rice because everyone knows that there's no bread in Asia. The mustard is spiced with some Thai chilies. The relish is, instead of that atomic green relish, is an atomic red relish that is actually a little spicy. It's got sriracha in there and some 5-spice. The pickle is not a pickle, it's the onion, and then the pickle, which is usually a cucumber, is actually just a fresh cucumber, kind of like the fresh onion. So those kind of just swap ways.
You know, I met lots of Muslims and nobody wanted to kill me. I went into a mosque. I'd never been in a mosque before. I went to the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, And it's astonishing. You walk in the middle of this mosque, and when the sunlight comes through, there are, let's see exactly, 20,633 blue Iznik tiles, you know, which is a Turkish tradition. When the sunlight comes through, there's this shimmering blue light, and it's amazing. You got to do it. You know, you got to see it. And you think, you know, nothing built on hate could have built this thing. You know, it's just ridiculous, the wolf tickets people try to sell us in order to divide us as people, you know, and get us to hate each other, you know. Somebody profits from that shit.
It's true, when you see fascist architecture, you're like, yeah, that's fascist architecture.
Like the MCA.
The sport peppers that are normally there.
What is a sport pepper?
It's a pepper.
But I mean, what makes it?
It's very
sporty?
Active.
Yeah, because they're small, right? They're small.
Yeah, they're small and they're
like
slightly,
Asian sized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Instead of the sport pepper.
But the sport peppers are also fresh as well. They're actually Melrose peppers, which, if anyone is familiar with Melrose Park, is traditional, or Melrose Place. But they're from Melrose Park. The Italian-American community came in and really wanted like a beautifully sweet, small pepper. So it's a sweet pepper in there. And then it's all finished with toasted sesame seeds for that like sesame seed bun idea, and then a little bit of celery salt because it's not a Chicago style dog without celery salt. So,
all right,
please enjoy.
Yeah.
In saying like something like I have a hot dog, you know, and or I say I have a Chicago style hot dog, and you automatically know what that is, and you expect certain things. You expect certain flavors, you expect a certain way it's going to look. So for me, I'm always in the back of my head using it as an inspiration, trying to take a traditional idea or a understood preconception and then kind of like turn it on its head.